Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Today, November 17th, is a sad day. It is John Cena's final Raw appearance, his final TV appearance, his final Raw appearance, his final match at Madison Square Garden. We are coming to an end of the historic and great career of John Cena, who I consider to be the greatest of all time. He is the current Intercontinental Champion. His opponent for tonight, it hasn't been announced, but it is his very final match on Raw. He will be at Survivor Series, and he will be at his very last match on Saturday night's main event. That's all we have left for John Cena. So relish in these moments, understand your favorite John Cena moments, why you love John Cena, how much he's done for professional wrestling and WWE as a whole, and give that man his flowers. So tonight, November 17th, less than 1 month away before his very last match, he will have his final match on Monday Night Raw. And who will that opponent be? I don't know. Will it be a surprise? Will it be Chris Jericho? Will it be Nick Nemeth? Will it be Dolph Ziggler? Will it be a huge surprise like that? Or will it be a new and upcoming person? Maybe like an Ethan Page. Maybe like an Austin Theory returns. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't even know if Austin Theory is still on the roster or what he's actually doing. But that name just came to mind. Even though Austin Theory beat John Cena at WrestleMania, and then his career kind of went downward after that. So it won't be Austin Theory. I just sort of talked my way out of that. But it could be someone, a huge surprise like a Chris Jericho. Could be a Dolph Ziggler, Nick Nemeth, kind of like we saw Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona on Friday Night SmackDown. Or it could be a new person, a brand new guy coming up from NXT, getting their shot at John Cena. It could be like an open challenge situation for the IC title, because you know he's going to carry that into Survivor Series. He's going to beat someone at Survivor Series, and he's going to carry that into his very last match. And Gunther is most likely going to beat John Cena for the Intercontinental Championship at his very last match. And speaking of Gunther, Gunther also returns tonight to Monday Night Raw. We haven't seen Gunther in a while since he lost the World Heavyweight Championship to CM Punk. He busted up his nose, and then, right after, we had the heist of the century where Seth Rollins cashed in the Money in the Bank against CM Punk, and then ultimately Seth Rollins got hurt, and now we know that CM Punk is the World Heavyweight Champion, which Gunther will be coming after him at some point. I wouldn't really care to see a long feud between Gunther and CM Punk, as long as Gunther just chops and kicks and clotheslines the shit out of CM Punk, and we see Gunther become the new World Heavyweight Champion again, which I don't think is going to happen until potentially WrestleMania, where CM Punk is going to probably lose that championship to Braun Breaker. But we do see the return of Gunther tonight on Monday Night Raw. He is facing Javon Evans in the Last Time Is Now tournament. Gunther is going to win this match very handedly. I think it's going to be a great match because Gunther is a very giving professional wrestler. He's going to have a great match with him, kind of like he did with Akira Tozawa. He just draws the best out of everyone. Javon Evans hopefully is going to look fantastic and keeps raising his stock, but Gunther is going to win this match. It would actually be a shocker. Shocking. Massive shock if Gunther loses this match. But he won't. I'm about 99% sure that he's going to win this match in his return to Raw in the tournament, going to face the winner facing John Cena in his very last match. And then you have another mystery opponent. So John Cena is going to have his final appearance on Raw. You're going to assume John Cena is going to be in some sort of match with someone. That could be a mystery opponent, Jericho, Dolph Ziggler, someone from NXT, someone from his past, could be Randy Orton. Who knows who it's going to be? The final boss is going to show up. No, I'm just kidding. That's not going to happen at all. But then you have that, and so what's John Cena going to do tonight? What's his IC title going to do? What's he going to talk about? What's his appearance going to be? Who's his match going to be with? That's a very interesting question heading into the November 17th edition of Monday Night Raw. But another very interesting question is this Solo Sequoia question, because when I predicted the Last Time Is Now tournament, I had a couple predictions in terms of winners. One was Gunther, that was my top spot. And then you think Dominic Mysterio, because he lost the IC title, he claws his way all the way back through the tournament, and then beats John to get his IC title back, potential, because Dom's probably going to be an important part of WWE's future. I don't see him main eventing WrestleManias like his dad, and being that sort of integral part of a WrestleMania, like when Ray beat Kurt Angle and Randy Orton. But I do see Dom being like an upper mid-card guy and really having good feuds and getting good heat and eventually turning into a babyface. So I'm really not 100% sure he should win the tournament, but he's a candidate to win. The other candidate that I thought was potential that you kind of want to strap a jetpack to, that's had glimmers of being one of the best around, is Solo Sequoia. And now tonight on the November 17th edition of Monday Night Raw, you're going to see him have a mystery opponent. Now, some people think it's going to be Joe Hendry. And Joe Hendry was also picked to win the tournament by Mark Henry, which I think is the most absurd and stupid pick that you could ever possibly dream of. Why would you give Joe Hendry the massive rub from winning the tournament and facing John Cena in his very last match when Joe Hendry's not even a part of the WWE roster on a consistent basis, and you have other guys on your roster who deserve that push way more? So again, Mark Henry should sort of be excluded for having his opinion. I mean, he's allowed to have his opinion, of course, but he's that continually makes bad takes, and so maybe his opinion shouldn't be trusted or valued. But anyways, don't let me get on the Mark Henry soapbox here right now. And so then we think, who is Solo's opponent going to be? Again, I like the Joe Hendry opponent. I like him being the surprise, say his name, and he appears. It'll get a great pop, and then Solo can beat him handedly and move on in the tournament. Or is it going to be a return of Chris Jericho? But if it's a return of Chris Jericho, you kind of like him to win that match. So probably not going to be him. Maybe we're going to see a same situation with Zack Ryder. Came back, faced LA Knight, had a great return, great pop, and lost to LA Knight. Maybe you're going to see that with a Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler, because he has a large history with John Cena as well. And then he gets that rub. Solo gets the rub from beating Dolph, and then he moves on the tournament, and the fans get that nice pop. And then John and Dolph get to hang out backstage and all that cool stuff. So maybe that's going to happen there. So there are a couple returns, surprises, and shocks that might happen on this November 17th edition of Monday Night Raw. You have John Cena's very last time on Raw. Will he have a match? Who will he face? Will it be a surprise? Oh my God, let's see. And then you have Gunther returning and then dominating in this tournament moving forward and winning it and facing John Cena in his very last match. And then you have Solo versus a mystery opponent. Who's the mystery opponent going to be? I'm very intrigued. So come back to this channel to hear my reactions and my thoughts to what happened on the November 17th of Monday Night Raw. But first, let me hear who you think is going to be the mystery opponent. What's John Cena going to do? What's your favorite John Cena moment? Let's keep sharing that in the comments as much as humanly possible, and then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.